Oh, God. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I had to do this. I had to do this rant. It was inevitable to avoid. I couldn't give exactly a great review simply because of the fact of the time limited. I couldn't go in a long, detailed reasoning behind what I had to say. So that review didn't give this justice. It really did not. It wasn't legit. Um, I can say WrestleMania 32 was okay, which that's truly how I feel. I feel it was okay, but this is WrestleMania we're talking. WrestleMania 32, ladies and gentlemen, had to be the by far the least important fucking event that happened on the whole fucking year so far. I swear Royal Rumble seemed more important than this bullshit, in all honesty. I mean, the only thing that felt like a WrestleMania match was a few matches. That was the Divas title match, which now is called the Women's Championship, thank God, with those three women who put a fucking performance of a lifetime. It felt as good as fucking WrestleMania 20's main event triple threat match between Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Chris Benoit. That's how fucking good that match was. Charlotte, as I mentioned in my review for the WrestleMania 32 review, she looked like fucking Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 20. That fucking moonsault off the top rope was unbelievable. These women are from NXT. These women put on a hell of a match, and this should have been the fucking main event of the damn show. Quite honestly, this was the best fucking match on the card, and that's fucking sad. With all the potential matches they could have had that could have been great, turned into absolute meaningless garbage. Nothing on this card outside of Shane McMahon and Undertaker's match, which, by the way, as I mentioned leading up to this event, who the fuck actually thought Shane McMahon was going to win? If you did, your head was up your ass. Okay, simple as that. Uh, Undertaker was beating Shane McMahon the moment this match started. I knew exactly what to expect. In my heart of hearts, was I hoping for something different? Was I hoping Shane McMahon was going to win? Absolutely. I mean, come on. Shane McMahon win by a screw job finish over The Undertaker. What better way to do that? What way to create controversy and create interest in this storyline? In all honesty, to be frank with you guys, I truly feel that this match between Shane and Undertaker should continue. This match should happen at SummerSlam. We should see a story continuing again. Um, will it happen? Hell no. We're not going to see Shane back. Shane ain't doing nothing. All the reports leading up to this event was absolute trash, waste of endless garbage to read, to hear on JD's channel. Not saying JD sucks or anything like that, because JD from New York 208 206, excuse me, is a really good news rumor reporter. He does a lot of his research off of based of what we can find on our own, but he gives a lot more emphasis on opinions and makes it entertaining and stuff like that. And he did an outstanding job that whole entire weekend, and during the week as well. But in all honesty, all the things that he reported off of what he found, those people that got sent out that information to the public should be fucking lobotomized, okay? None of these fucking reports even fucking were accurate. They were completely out of the fucking ordinary, completely fucked up, okay? Let's just put it that way. I'm messing up on my grammar. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I got so many things I want to say, yet I'm trying to just shoot it out all at one time. And I'm talking like a fucking idiot. And watching WWE at this point makes me feel like a fucking idiot. It lowers my intelligence. It lowers my feelings about this company. I seriously am fed up of this fucking trashy piece of shit company. This company couldn't make a good show if its life depended on it. And you know what? At this point, you have to say that probably the chances of Raw being better than WrestleMania 32 is possible. But will they do that? I highly doubt it. I guarantee you Raw's going to suck worse than WrestleMania 32 did. And they had us sit through 5 fucking hours of wasting our time with this predictable, uneventful, no emotion. It was going through the motions. There was no emotional attachment behind any of this. It was just mindless bullshit that Vince McMahon and a group of douchebags on WWE's official team, creative team, decided this is what we're going to give our audience. And that's it. Fuck it. Throw our hands up in the air and to hell with it. The only thing that stood out properly as a WrestleMania match was fucking, here's the listings of the matches that I thought were worthy to be on WrestleMania's card. The Women's Championship match, hands down, the best. Shane McMahon Undertaker, that was a good match. AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. Even though the winner of the match I wasn't happy with, at least the match was a fucking good match. Overall, though, those 3 matches are it. The rest of the fucking matches could have go stick it because it sucked. We sat through 45 fucking... Let me get the accurate timing on this on Wikipedia. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this down real quick so I give the accurate time on how long this match went on, because I'll be quite honest with you guys. It was too fucking long for my taste. They could have given Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar last year a lot more time than what they did for this. This was just fucking bullshit. 27 minutes and 11 seconds they gave this match. 27 minutes and 11 seconds. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Get the fuck out of here. And then we can go back to Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns from WrestleMania 31. Let's check this out. Let's see how long this main event match went. Let's see here. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to get the results here. This match lasted only 16 minutes and 43 seconds. They gave the Roman Reigns Triple H main event 11 minutes extra over last year's main event WrestleMania match. You gotta be fucking kidding me. This is pathetic. Really. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns was the main event technically going in, and it was a fucking fantastic match. It had everything you could ask for. Brock Lesnar was kicking Roman Reigns' ass. You almost had the sign of belief that Roman Reigns was actually going to pull it off and win, even though a lot of people did not want to see that. And then we get the element of surprise with Seth Rollins coming in and winning the WWE World Championship from Brock Lesnar and screwing over Roman Reigns. That was a WrestleMania moment. That was a WrestleMania main event, and they gave it only 16 minutes and 43 seconds last year. This year they give Roman Reigns versus Triple H a fucking god-awful... It was, it was good wrestling. I can't deny that. They had, they were showing that Triple H could outschool fucking, outschool freaking Roman Reigns wrestling-wise. Match was okay. I can't deny that. But This match was fucking boring. There was nothing really of any kind of element of surprise. They could have used The Rock. They could have had Roman Reigns turn heel. They could have done something of any kind, and they just did the same fucking thing that was expected. Roman Reigns just wins. The end of the match. Get the fuck out of here. We deserve something more. WrestleMania deserves more than that. This is the big daddy of them all. That's what they went on saying for about 10 minutes on a fucking video package introduction to WrestleMania 32. And this is what they give us. No element of surprise, no emotional attachment, no kind of any sort of feeling towards it. It just felt uneventful. It didn't even feel important. There was no, it felt like it was just there. It just happened to be there and that was it. I mean, give me a fucking break with this shit. Roman Reigns gets the world title. No heel change. No, I mean, you got a fucking shitload of people booing you out the fucking building of AT&T Stadium. You don't have the man pick up the mic, turn heel, say, you know what? You can all kiss my ass. No, he holds the title up over his head. Fireworks going off, and people mostly booing Roman Reigns out the fucking building. That's your WrestleMania main event ending. Fucking retarded. All right, so going on to other things on this card that I really did not emphasize on, I didn't get heavy into because of it was late and I had to be up early today for a job interview, so I couldn't do a full-fledged review on how I felt about this event. And going into the other matches that happened at this event, I mean, this fucking ladder match for the IC title, my God, man, really? I mean, Zack Ryder, of all people, why the fuck would he win the belt? I mean, granted, yeah, he's been wanted to, have a main event, not a main event spot, but have a main roster spot on WWE programming by the fans. Me personally, I don't give a fuck about Zack Ryder. I don't think he's all that great anyway. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they should have been the fucking focal point. This match should have been a one-on-one ladder match for the IC title. Simple as that. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn for the IC championship in a ladder match. That's what should have happened here. This is a fucking mixture of garbage thrown in for the sake of just giving people the chance to be on the WrestleMania card. Who the fuck gives a shit about these guys? Zack Ryder, Dolph Ziggler, Sin Cara, Stardust, Miz. Like, who cares? They shouldn't even have been on this fucking card. Simple as that. There's nothing to be said about this whole fucking this match here. Ladder match, they had the right stuff. The ladder match, the IC title, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Anything after that, they've completely fucked up. That's the bottom line about all this. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn should have been the focal point, should have been the fucking one-on-one ladder match, and that's it. And for them to even open it with that would have been fine too. Because, quite frankly, they're new. It would have been their first WrestleMania. Both of them had their first WrestleMania going in. And on top of it, it's an IC title. It's not that big of a deal if you have it on the beginning of the show or if you have it in the middle of the show or something like that. Another point to throw out. This felt like fucking WrestleMania 31's ladder match. Same stupid spots. Same exact moments. Same exact thing. I mean, you had Stardust laying on top of the freaking goddamn ladder that was stacked on the outside with the ring and the the barricade, and you had fucking Sin Cara get lifted and hoisted over the top rope while he was on the ladder through the ladder with Stardust laying on it and it breaking and them getting hurt. They did this last year with Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose jumped off the top of a fucking ladder, landed through doing an elbow drop and landing through the fucking ladder with somebody else laying on. I don't remember who that was. But it was the same fucking thing. No big difference. No big deal. Who fucking cares? Move on. This was a complete copycat of WrestleMania 31 that absolutely sucked. And then you on top of it, you throw Zack Ryder as the winner. This match fucking blowed. Just was exact copycat of WrestleMania 31's ladder match for the IC title. Simple as that. Jericho, AJ Styles, just to get a little bit of a rant thrown in here on this. I wasn't happy with the end result. Match itself was good. It did get a good amount of time thrown in. It was 17 minutes and 10 seconds, as Wikipedia states on here. And it was a good match. But as I've heard from other podcasts and other people on YouTube, and I agree with them, and I didn't even think about this when I was doing the review last night. Jericho lost to Fandango in WrestleMania 29. All right. Why couldn't he have lost to AJ Styles at WrestleMania 32? AJ Styles is a far better performer, far better competitor, and him in this 50-50 booking shit had to go. And yet they put that in there and made Jericho win. 50-50 poked its ugly fucking head up out of the ground and said, hello, we're here to fuck you. And that's what this did. AJ Styles, I said, should have won this match 3 out of 4 matches. AJ Styles should have won. It should have been 3-1 between AJ and Chris Jericho to make things different and make things a little bit, eventful for AJ Styles. This was AJ's first ever WrestleMania, and you have him lose. Same fucking thing they did to Sting. Sting should have won last year against Triple H. He didn't get the win. It's like fucking WWE. If it's a TNA guy, a WCW guy, or anyone that's not part of this company originally, they fucking trash them like they're pieces of garbage. How does anyone ever get the fuck over in this company unless you're a fucking WWE mark douchebag? Get the fuck out of here. That was bullshit. Match was good, but the end result was bullshit. I did not like the end result. Match was worth watching, though. I got to admit that. League of Nations defeating the fucking New Day. I stated this, and I'll state it again. What the fuck is the New Day losing to the League of Nations? What was the purpose of this? Really, New Day is the best fucking tag team you got going in your tag team division, and you have them lose to the League of Douchebags? I mean, quite honestly, I don't care for New Day so much because they act like a couple of buffoons. But my God, they are the best thing going in tag team division right now, and you have them lose to those assholes who are doing nothing, who won't win no tag team gold, who will not get over at all, because after the match was over, as we all know, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, and Mick Foley, of all people, fucking made the League of Nations look like a couple of douchebags. And how does that even help New Day on top of it? That makes New Day look pretty crappy too. For the League of Nations to beat the New Day, then the League of Nations get their asses kicked, makes the New Day look just as bad as the League of Nations. That was just fucking utter crap. And, I was happy that it happened, but technically, if you're trying to help boost a faction or a tag team, you don't have them get their asses kicked. And Xavier Woods got his ass stone cold stunnered by Steve Austin, and they just beat the hell out, and he stunnered everybody in the middle of the ring outside of Mick Foley and Shawn Michaels. They pretty much trashed League of Nations and the New Day in one fell swoop. I mean, they just trashed them with the veterans. I mean, it was great that, seeing Austin, Shawn Michaels, and Mick Foley, in a ring, doing something of physical work with the League of Nations. But in all honesty, it didn't help League of Nations or the New Day for that matter. Most of all, the New Day. They actually got the worst screwing of anyone out of this situation, and I feel sorry for them because they were being boosted like crazy, and now to me, they just look like just the group of fucking losers, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose. I don't have too much to complain about, but there was one thing that was stated on these podcasts that I didn't think about, and it's very true. I should have stated this and thought about this, but at the end of this promoted match, it states no holds barred street fight. Now, when you think of a street fight, wouldn't you think of stop signs, them going around the arena, going outside the fucking stadium, going through where the concession stands are, using some other weapons besides kendo sticks and steel chairs and shit like that? With all that being aside that I didn't mention, and I'm now mentioning because I heard it on another podcast, they had this match as a fucking one-sided load of garbage. That's all this was. Dean Ambrose got his fucking brains kicked in, and what should have happened is we're talking about, Brock Lesnar and Bray Wyatt one-on-one at SummerSlam. That's the big hype-up that's been going on behind the scenes on the news. That Brock Lesnar is supposed to face Bray Wyatt one-on-one at SummerSlam. This was the perfect moment. This was the opportunity to get the Wyatt family over, give Dean Ambrose a win, and Brock Lesnar wouldn't have been hurt by the loss either. He would have been screwed. Not taking away his beast image, not screwing over what he built with this character or anything like that. He got screwed over by 3 men. How the fuck's he supposed to fight over 3 men and Dean Ambrose all at the same time? You can't do that. So that would have been believable. The win would have been believable for Dean Ambrose. It wouldn't have affected Brock Lesnar in any major way. It would only help Brock Lesnar build a story with another character for when he comes back. And Bray Wyatt would have gotten over at WrestleMania and had his moment of time at WrestleMania where he was looking good. Instead, they go about with Rock and Bray Wyatt, which was supposed to looked like to me like this was going to be something. And it turned into shit as well. Eric Rowan and Rock did a match for 6 seconds. Fucking big whoop-de-fucking do. Like, he had the moment where he got to look like a piece of shit. Not that he doesn't look like a piece of shit already, where he has not gotten any major build. He has not done anything extraordinary in any kind of matches. And Bray Wyatt, once again, he comes out. He's hyping up his feelings towards The Rock. He's doing his bullshit. He's bouncing around. He's licking his fucking facial hair. He's playing with his fingers, doing all these crazy, body language and all this shit with The Rock and talking bullshit. And when it comes down to it, and he needs to get in the ring to face The Rock, he ain't facing The Rock. He says, I'm knocking down. I'm not knocking on your door, Rock. I'm going to knock it down. I'm not, knocking on your door. I'm shoving it down or whatever the fuck he said. Get the fuck out of here, man. You talking shit to The Rock and you don't do nothing with him. You have Eric Rowan, one of your cronies, go ahead and do it and look like a pathetic idiot. Get the fuck out of here. And The Rock, getting on him, as I stated last night, I will state it again. Rock, if you're not actually having this was bullshit. This was a lame excuse to say, okay, fans, you want to see The Rock have a match? Here's a match. There you go. 6 seconds, boom. Cheap fucking bullshit. You don't do that. Rock, if he's going to have a match, if he's going to show up, have a real fucking legit match. Have a match like you had with John Cena twice. Speaking of John Cena, he didn't help any matters with and then I'm not saying it's his fault, but adding John Cena into the mix and helping The Rock overcome the Wyatts made the Wyatts look even more pathetic. It was a 2-on-3, for God's sakes. 2-on-3. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. Handicap, they had an advantage, and they still couldn't even beat these two schmucks. Get out of here. This is fucking pathetic. Really, this is pathetic. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of the Wyatt family or Bray Wyatt himself, but my God, if you're going to go ahead and say you're going to put somebody over, put them the fuck over. Bray Wyatt fucking looks pathetic. The Wyatt family all together look pathetic. They had no reason to even be on this fucking event. They just jobbed out like they've been doing for the last month and a half, I guess. Not even a month and a half, last 6 months, to be honest with you. This is pathetic. Fuck. No need to talk about Charlotte and Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. That match was awesome. I can't complain about that. Undertaker and Shane McMahon. I am going to rant a little bit about this match. I'm not saying the match was boring. Others probably would disagree with me on that, and that's fine. That's your opinion. You have a right to it. I mean, you're talking about The Undertaker, who's almost 50. Shane McMahon's 47. I mean, these two guys are old. Shane McMahon hasn't wrestled in fucking forever. 7 years since 2009. His last match he had was at Backlash. I mean, come on. In April of 2009. That's exactly 7 years of his last match. And it wasn't a 6-man tag team match for the WWE Championship at the time. So, I mean, come on. Get the hell out of here. People are going to bash Shane McMahon and The Undertaker. They're two banged up old guys. Shane McMahon's put his body through a lot, even though he's been out of wrestling for a while and has allowed his body to heal up and probably has not sustained as much damage to his body over the last 7 years. Of being out of wrestling. But my God, man, the guy has been out of wrestling for a long time. Undertaker's an old dude. They were trying to make it as a authentic match as they possibly could with punching. It felt, my friend Matt, who does the Random Wrestling Talk with me, with John, he goes on to tell me in a text message, this feels like a boxing match inside of a steel cage. And in all honesty, that's the truth. That's what it was. It was a freaking steel cage boxing match. But it felt, like they were trying to make it authentic. And I can appreciate that. It didn't feel like they were insulting my intelligence. It didn't feel like it was a back and forth match. It wasn't like Undertaker just had a one-sided victory over Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon really held his own in this match. The one thing that I will say, and this is actually a rant on Vince McMahon. Vince, you are a fucking asshole to have or allow your son, whether it was your idea or Shane's, to have him leap off that fucking Hell in a Cell cage and miss The Undertaker and land through that fucking announce table. And my God, man, really, like, you put your son through all that shit, for one, for him to lose. Two, you put your son's health at risk. And three, with all that, it seems like all of his efforts was for nothing because the overall event itself absolutely sucked. Okay? And Vince, you're an asshole for doing that. I hope Shane McMahon's okay. I hope I haven't heard any news or rumors about his health or well-being at this point. Apparently, if that's the case, I'm assuming that everything's in good hands for him, which is I'm thankful for and glad everything worked out okay and the stunt was a success and not a failure. But, you put Shane through all this shit. He also does a coast-to-coast leap, drop kick that somewhat kind of he messes up. I think he was meant to kick him in the chest. Instead, he gets Undertaker in the fucking balls with the trash can. In reality, this was a wasted match that could have had tons of possibilities, unexpected things. I mean, there was rumored Goldberg. There was rumored the Finn Balor and the Bullet Club were supposed to make an in-ring debut appearance. I mean, you could have had all kinds of things thrown in here, and all this was a Shane McMahon one-and-done bullshit story. I don't even understand the reason for them to even have The Undertaker put his WrestleMania competition, competing at WrestleMania on the line to begin with. I really don't. Vince McMahon didn't even make an appearance. That would have been well worth it. You know, maybe they could have had Vince McMahon come out, beg his son to just come down, don't do this, yada, 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 making an emotional moment between his son and between him and his son. He nowhere to be found. It's like he didn't even fucking exist at this event. And yet him and Shane McMahon were supposed to be the focal point of this fucking match. Besides Undertaker facing Shane McMahon. No Vince McMahon doing any kind of, having any emotional involvement with this. Really a pathetic and sad match. Even though it was good, I'm not denying that. I'm not changing my opinion on that, because that would be really retarded and bullshit of me. But still, they could have done a hell of a lot better for this match to make it even better than it was. And for Shane to put his body at risk for this kind of event, the overall event itself, was a complete fucking waste of his time. Really. It's sad to say that, because he really did something that was absolutely amazing. I was scared for his well-being. He put his body and life and limb on the line for what? For a fucking shitty event overall. That is sad. And for Vince McMahon I'm pretty certain Shane McMahon might have been the guy to say, hey, let's go ahead and do this stunt. If I was Vince, I would have said, look, Shane, you ain't doing that. You're fucking crazy if you do, and I'm not letting you. So if you want to go ahead and do that, you're nuts. And I'm not letting you do it. So scratch that out of your thought process. You ain't doing that fucking move. Stick with the in-ring work. Work it with Undertaker and make it a success. I don't want you to have to kill yourself. You're here to put on a good show. We all know that you're just doing a one-time deal match. You don't have to fucking go out and kill your life and limb and put your life on the line for this bullshit. Just stick with the in-ring work. Maybe break the cage and do some things. Maybe on the announce table, we'll have, like, you know, Undertaker do a tombstone pile driver through the announce table with you. That way you're not leaping from a high flight all the way down to the fucking, being high up in the air and landing through the announce table. That's what I would have done in Vince McMahon's place. Instead, he has Shane McMahon go ahead and do this crazy-ass stunt, which I'll admit was absolutely fucking amazing. But what did it do for this card? Absolutely fucking nothing. It did nothing. It didn't help anything. It didn't make it any better than it was. And Rock, Roman Reigns, and Triple H killed this fucking event for me. After that, this event was fucking killed. It wasn't all that great to begin with, but it was okay. But after Rock bullshit, Roman Reigns and Triple H, I was done. I really was. I was like, should I even bother wasting my time watching the rest of this? Of course, being the dumb idiot that I am, saying, all right, I'll give it a chance. I'll see how things go. In all honesty, I know it's going to happen. But what the fuck? I've been sitting through this whole event. You might as well finish the rest of it and watch the whole entire thing from beginning to end. So I sit there. I waste my time. An hour and 45 minutes more of wasted bullshit. And I couldn't stomach it. Baron Corbin wins the 20-man battle royal for the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy. I was actually happy with that. There was actually some neat little moments in there. I actually did enjoy the fact what they did with this Battle Royal. It was by far outside of Cesaro's win at 2014's Battle Royal. This was actually good, and they had the right man win it. Despite the fact I'm not a big fan of Baron Corbin, they had a young guy win this who's in NXT, and this could lead, if they do it right, but more than likely they won't because they're a bunch of fucking retards. This should help Baron Corbin build on his character and move him up into higher rankings within WWE. Otherwise, the rest of it after that was fucking bullshit. Rock can go to hell. I'm sick of him. Go back to fucking Hollywood. Make a movie. I like your movies. I'm not going to deny that. I don't hate Rock personally. I just do not think that The Rock needed to be on this fucking show. He was a fucking complete waste of time, and he took up about, I'd have to say, fucking 20 minutes of everybody's time. And it was just a complete waste. It led to nothing. It led to nowhere. Rock's appearance at WrestleMania 31 was more meaningful than this fucking garbage. Simple as that. Rock was entertaining last year. Rock had a purpose. Rock had Ronda Rousey, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon. And it looked like it could have been potentially something building towards something for real. Towards a real match. Which was worth the time that they invested. But despite the fact of all of that, Rock had to get involved with the Baywatch movie, and I say this. You want to get involved with a Baywatch movie that they make you sign a contract for health insurance reasons that you can't wrestle or compete unless they did something like this to avoid him from getting injured. You're a fucking asshole to do that. I mean, if you're going to do that, then why even bother showing up at WrestleMania 32? Just stay gone, finish the movie, take a break from Hollywood, and come to WWE and do some stuff. Have a part-time schedule for a little while, and then go back to Hollywood after you finished up with doing your thing with WWE, so you give the audience something worth watching besides you standing in the middle of that fucking ring wasting 20 minutes of everyone's time jabbering about bullshit. Oh, we're going to make history. Make history about what? Oh, announcing an overinflated fucking number of people at the audience? 101,700 and something people. Let me go back to the attendance here. Let me see this. The attendance claims that was announced on last night's event was 101,763. That is an overinflated fucking number, if I ever heard of one. That was pathetic. There was rumored that only by Brian Alvarez, that it was about 94,000. JD claims that it was about only 85,000, which I think maybe is inflated or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But yeah, I mean, I don't agree with 85,000. 94,000 sounds more correct than 85,000. But yeah, I would have to say there's probably 94,000. Now, speaking of the numbers of people that were there, not a lot of people were walking out. I mean, you still had a good majority of people sitting there through this main event. But I swear to you and everyone who watches this video, Roman Reigns and Triple H's match, you could see people getting up out of their seat and they looked like they were leaving or going to the concession stand. That is just fucking pathetic. This is your main event. Sorry, I thought somebody was at the door. This is your main event. And you can see people getting up out of their seats and looking like they're going to the concession stand, going to the bathroom, or just plain ass leaving. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but they were getting up and they looked like they were leaving their seats. That is pathetic. I never seen a match held in a main event where people were just like, fuck this, I'm getting out of my seat. It was happening in the middle, not the beginning like the entrances or anything. I saw people getting up out of their seats in the middle of this fucking match. How pathetic can you get? That is just utterly and completely disgusting. I mean, I could not believe I was seeing people getting out of their seats and walking away from this match. Not that that surprises me, but this is your main event for WrestleMania 32, the biggest one of them all. The big show. It's at AT&T Stadium, 100,000 plus fucking seats in the audience. And there's people walking out of this match. Yeah, Vince, you made a big mistake having Roman Reigns Triple H close the show. That's number one. Number two, fucking Roman Reigns should have picked up that microphone with all those people booing him and telling them to kiss his ass. He is done with this shit. Blah, blah, blah. Something in that manner. And just turn heel and look at Triple H and say, you know what? After we just beat the shit out of each other, after you screwed me, I beat you to hell up. I'm your man. Fuck this shit. Let's get out of here. That's what should have happened. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't have been the greatest fucking kind of build-up. It would be sudden. It wouldn't have made a ton of sense. But it would have been like Roman Reigns finally losing his cool, finally getting fed up at his crap, and being a corporate guy for Triple H and Vince McMahon. Simple as that. It should have been Roman Reigns looks at the audience, says, I'm at the biggest event of my life, performing in front of all of you. Me and Triple H are here killing ourselves for this damn belt that I appreciate winning and glad to win, and you're all booing me. You can all kiss my ass. And he looked at Triple H, shook his hand, and walked out. Could have been simple as that. Simple fucking turn right there, and the audience, and that would have been the end of it. Triple H and Roman Reigns shake each other's hands, have a nice freaking heel and heel, kind of sportsmanship, and Triple H and Roman Reigns laughs at the audience and walk the fuck out, and they all boo the hell out of Roman Reigns and Triple H. That would have worked a lot better, and they come back on Raw tonight and, pretty much continue from there. I mean, it's simple. It's not that fucking hard. Yeah, they could have. I mean, it's not the most eventful heel turn. It's not like something that, you totally can say, hey, that was really great heel turn. It was unexpected or anything, outstanding. But at least it would have been feeling like it was real. I mean, yeah, fucking Roman Reigns coming out of nowhere saying screw you to the audience. You're going to think that, hey, maybe Roman Reigns is actually means what he's saying and not just saying it to say it like in a storyline, but this is actually how he truly feels. Kind of get like a Bash at the Beach kind of Vince Russo feeling. It wasn't scripted, none the least, at all. Vince Russo's thing was actually 100% real and wasn't part of the script. But this would have been, feel like something more real than to be fake and be scripted and all that, even though we all know at that point you're pretty much being notified that, Roman Reigns has officially now turned heel and you don't give a damn about the fans anymore. That would have worked. I mean, it wouldn't have been the greatest turn, like I just said, but at least it would have been something worth noting. It would have felt real, and it would have felt genuine. That's it. That's really all I have to say on this event. This was by far an uneventful, as I've said before in my review, and now I will say it in this rant. Uneventful. Nothing stood out to me as a big deal. The best match, and I can't believe it, is the Women's Championship match. Simple as that. There ain't nothing on this card that stood out to me as uplifting, hopeful, or even felt like this was WrestleMania on the greatest stage. It felt like just a regular fucking show with no feeling behind it. Okay, so at this time, there's not much else for me to say. I think I went pretty long and in depth about how I feel about this show and how this event went on. So I guess you could say this was part 2 of a WrestleMania 32 review. But I'm going to keep it as a rant. But quite honestly, very disappointing. Decent show, though. I can't deny it wasn't bad, but it was just not. There was no. It was uneventful. There was nothing good about it, and that's what makes it suck. But that's all I have to say at this time. Please leave your comments and opinions down below. As always, I will definitely get back to you and layeth the smacketh down on that subscribe button. Thank you very much, and have a great day, guys.